Hello, welcome to our third module on the cloud, the method for cloud adoption. So let's start the lecture now. In this lecture, I would like to explain criteria and methods for selecting cloud priority areas, considerations for cloud introduction, and the management of organization structure. Through this lecture, you can understand how to select cloud priority areas, cloud adoption considerations, how to select cloud service types, and how to configure a cloud management organization. In this lecture, I will explain how to select cloud priority targets, review selection cases, and go over types of cloud development. In addition, I will explain how to evaluate the feasibility of cloud adoption, how to select cloud service types, and how a cloud management organization is organized. Companies that want to adopt the cloud must first diagnose the company's IT level. The IT level should be evaluated in terms of technical, managerial, organizational, and governance aspects. As for the technical factors, the status of IT infrastructure and applications such as hardware, software, database, and the network is evaluated. In addition, a company should diagnose potential cost reduction, virtualization, and the sharing of IT resources, scalability, service flexibility, and automation expected from cloud adoption. The management of factors include the IT resource provision level, IT management level, and IT resource provision process status. The management aspect also includes the possibility of improving the level of IT operation and management and the level of IT service provision to business organizations that are IT consumers through cloud adoption. As for organizational factors, IT organization structure, roles and responsibilities, management form, work environment, goals, and the training status of the IT organization are evaluated. A company should also assess whether the company can align the goals of the IT organization with the strategic goals of the enterprise by adopting clouds. In terms of IT governance, a company should evaluate the demand of business organizations for IT services and current level of responsiveness of IT organizations to them. In addition, in terms of IT governance, a company should diagnose whether IT governance can be changed with a model in which cloud budget is allocated and spent according to enterprise-wide IT demand and usage. After analyzing the current state of corporate IT, a company should clearly set the corporate goals to be realized by cloud adoption. For example, a cloud adoption team may set a goal of establishing adaptive, shared enterprise IT architecture automated by the adoption of cloud services. Then, it is possible to establish the goal of integrating and virtualizing current IT resources through cloud services and convert them to an automated, adapted, and shared IT architecture. As another example, the cloud adoption team may set the goal of accommodating the needs of the business department as quickly as possible by aligning the business process with the IT department's process to the greatest possible extent. After establishing the cloud adoption goal, the cloud adoption target system is selected. A system that can maximize the effect of introducing cloud computing should be selected. The criteria for selection are that it should be able to maximize the benefits of cloud computing and that there should be no special restrictions or compliance issues for using cloud computing services. For example, a system that does not require interacting with the company's main infrastructure and processes low priority tasks that occur occasionally may be subject to cloud adoption. As another example, analysis work, collaboration, software development, and testing, etc., are suitable for introducing cloud services in that they temporarily use of a lot of computing resources and has no compliance issue. In case of tasks that require interacting between the mobile work environment and the in-house desktop work environment and the work continuity, the effect of cloud introduction can be greatly increased. Cloud introduction is also effective for tasks that require rapid system scaling due to excessive load during specific periods, end of months, quarter, and anniversaries, etc. Also suitable for cloud adoption are the tasks that require quickly securing storage space due to increase in data storage requirements during specific periods. For cloud adoption, the process of analyzing the requirements of business personnel and IT system users is also important. For example, users may suggest allowing users to use corporate email outside of the company. Development team members may suggest the provision of a complete development environment in order to shorten the software development period. Some may propose providing a large capacity file server as a service that guarantees security and privacy in order to promote project progress within departments. If the needs of these users can be addressed through cloud adoption, then cloud adoption should be actively considered. If the system selected for cloud introduction is currently being used inside the company, it is important to understand the current status of the system. This is because if we understand the system status, it is easier to estimate cloud capacity, cloud transfer possibility, and the difficulty. For example, if we know that the mail system is based on Java and the mail system uses an Oracle database, it is easier to decide whether to port to the cloud and calculate the Oracle database license fee. If there are many systems that are subject to cloud adoption and you can only select a few of them, you must conduct an evaluation to select a system to adopt the cloud from a technical point of view. The evaluation criteria include the maintenance cost of the system. If the maintenance cost is high, it is better to switch those systems to cloud first. In case where large capacity data processing and storage space are required, the shift to the cloud is a priority. When work efficiency is important and the work needs to be performed without time or space constraints, the system is also priority target for cloud adoption. For systems where applications are developed and updated frequently, cloud adoption can wield greater effects. For systems centered on irregular events, such as marketing events, cloud conversion can be expected to wield greater effects. For example, in the case of a mail system, maintenance costs are high. There are no requirements for handling large amounts of data. Business continuity and efficiency are important both inside and outside the company. Development and testing do not occur frequently, and there are no frequent events. So, as you can see, the system is not compatible. Therefore, in the case of a mail system, it can be seen that 2 of the 5 evaluation criteria are satisfied, and there is a possibility that it will be pushed back in the cloud adoption priority relative to a system with a higher score. The event processing system for marketing is a system that requires a large amount of data processing. Although the maintenance cost of the system is not high, the demand for business continuity is not high, and the development and updates are often made. In addition, the requirements for handling irregular events are very high. The marketing event processing system satisfies 3 out of 5 evaluation criteria, so it can be seen that the cloud conversion priority is higher than the mail system. Once the systems for cloud adoption are selected, the type of cloud computing deployment must be determined. There are 3 types of deployment. First, in an on-site private cloud, companies or institutions seeking to adopt cloud computing directly build cloud infrastructure within the company or institution. And the company or institution owns, manages, and operates the infrastructure directly. Second, an off-site private cloud is a deployment type where cloud service infrastructure and solutions are leased from private providers on an exclusive basis. This type of deployment is also referred to as a PPP cloud, public-private partnership cloud. Third, a public cloud is a cloud in which a private company's cloud infrastructure and the solutions outside the company are shared with other companies or users. The pros and cons of each deployment type were explained in the Cloud Basics lecture, so please refer to it. If your organization decides to move its system to a private cloud, there are several things to check. First, when a company's application or system is moved to a cloud, the company needs to check whether there have been any problems with the performance or quality level. Second, you need to check if there are any restrictions when moving enterprise applications to the cloud. For example, you need to figure out whether the operating system or database that the current application can run on is supported. Third, the company needs to evaluate whether the cloud adoption is subject to security compliance requirements. For example, in the case of a customer database containing personal information, it may be difficult to store it in the public cloud. If you are considering moving to a private cloud, you must check the above items in advance. This table presents examples of cloud adoption evaluations. 3 systems, namely the mail system, project management system, and the marketing system, were evaluated for cloud adoption feasibility. Here, it can be seen that the mail system has no problem in migrating to the cloud because the mail system satisfies the performance sensitivity, migration constraints, and the security compliance standards. When moving the project management system to the cloud, there is a problem that the cloud does not support a specific operating system, so difficulties are expected. When moving the marketing system to the cloud, there is a problem because the marketing system must use customer data in the analytics system located inside the company as well. In addition, it may be difficult to migrate to the cloud because leaving customers' personal information outside the company is forbidden. First, you should evaluate the possibility of adopting IaaS by determining whether to maintain the enterprise system. If you decide that IaaS is not suitable based on the evaluation results and redevelopment, redesign, or introduction of new application is necessary, you can consider adopting SaaS or PaaS. The criteria for evaluating IaaS adoption include: does the cloud service support the operating system of the current enterprise system? If the operating system needs to be upgraded, is it compatible with the existing applications or database? Is it necessary to maintain the existing system as much as possible because it is difficult to change business processes? This figure shows the process of determining the cloud type for cloud migration at a glance. First, when moving an enterprise system to IaaS, as it is necessary to review whether the cloud supports the operating system required to operate the enterprise system. If using IaaS is not suitable, PaaS can be used to develop new enterprise systems, or you can use SaaS. When a new enterprise system is developed using PaaS, it may be dependent on the PaaS, and the development period and cost may increase, but a system that meets the requirements of the enterprise can be developed. SaaS is the simplest way to move to a cloud. However, it cannot be utilized if the function required by the company is not available or if the process is not supported. If the operating system used by the company is provided as it is in the cloud, and the company's database, library, etc., can be used in the cloud as it is, choosing IaaS may be the best alternative. When using IaaS, certain procedures are required, including system sizing, network configuration, application installation, relocation cost estimation, and service level agreement and security requirements review. PaaS allows for a standardized development environment, provides various functions necessary for software development, and offers customization options. In addition, the management authority for the application is maintained. When using SaaS, cost is incurred by the adoption of user unit, and the application administrative privilege is reduced. Minimal application customization and changes may be available. In order to successfully introduce cloud computing, the goal of introducing cloud computing needs to be shared with the IT organization, because business and the security organizations and so on. You also need to form an introduction promotion team. Executives make decisions that can impact the entire enterprise as a result of cloud adoption, including company-wide goals and adherence to security and privacy guidelines. The project manager makes the decisions on the work content of each department's working group on guidelines such as the need for cloud adoption, enterprise vision, IT change content, and security, and reports to the executive team. The roles of the Cloud Adoption Working Group by sector are shown in the table. First, the IT department staff collects and analyzes company-wide IT level analysis and IT sector requirements. They also analyze the service level of a target system for cloud computing and select the cloud computing deployment types and the service types. Business department staff share the goals and the necessity of introducing cloud computing to business organizations, collect and analyze the requirements of business organizations, then use IT systems and select systems to adopt cloud computing. The security department staff collects and analyze system security requirements for cloud computing adoption, defines cloud computing system security policies and personal information protection guidelines, and performs security level analysis of cloud computing service providers. To summarize today's lecture, in order for a company to apply cloud service to a corporate system, you need to first perform a corporate IT level diagnosis. IT level diagnosis should be conducted in terms of technical, administrative, organizational, and IT governance. After diagnosing the company's IT level, you need to select the areas where cloud adoption will have the greatest effect. At this time, there should be no problems with performance, restrictions, and compliance due to cloud adoption. The cloud application system is decided based on user requirements and the system status information. Once you have decided on your cloud adoption system, you need to evaluate the cloud adoption feasibility and determine the type of cloud adoption. I consulted a number of references to create the lecture material. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me by email yklee2002@gmail.com, and I will answer you directly. Thank you very much again. See you next lecture.